Lee surrenders to Grant on April 9th, or Palm Sunday on the Christian calendar. And so in jubilation, there's going to be fireworks and celebratory remarks. But Lincoln is going to make one final address. Of course, he didn't know it was his final address, but his last speech is going to be about his vision of the post-war world. In it, he's going to talk about the right to vote, the franchisement of African Americans. Basically, he's going to say that the intelligent and those who served in the Civil War will be allowed to vote in the United States. Well, in the crowd at the time is going to be a noted Southern actor by the name of John Wilkes Booth, a man who hated Lincoln. At first, he wanted to kidnap him, but eventually he's going to say, you know what, we're just going to downright kill the President of the United States. And so he needs to find a motive to do it. Not a motive, an opportunity to do it. And so on Good Friday, April 14th, 1865, he finds his opportunity. It's announced that the President of the United States is going to be at Ford's Theater to see a play known as Our American Cousin. As an actor, Booth knows the play. It's a comedy, and he knows the punchlines. He knows when the laughter is going to be at its loudest. So basically, Booth is going to enter Ford's Theater, and there's really not going to be any surprise when he does that. After all, this is an actor in a theater. It's like seeing me on a college campus. But nonetheless, Booth is going to walk. He's going to go into the theater, and he's actually going to walk up to the second floor. And he's going to go into the presidential box. Lincoln is very lax in his security, as you can tell. The guard that was supposed to attend to Lincoln had left. And so Booth is going to enter the presidential box. And if you ever see it, there's actually two doors. So Booth walks into the first door, closes it behind him, and then wedges something to cause the door not to open, to keep anybody from coming in. And then he opens up the second door into the presidential box. Lincoln is there along with his wife, and a young army doctor and his fiancée are in there. And now Booth is waiting for the punchline. Booth is armed with two things. He's armed with a small pistol, and he's armed with a knife. And so he's going to wait, and he's basically sitting in the shadows of the box. And at the appropriate moment, at the punchline, Booth is going to walk up right behind Lincoln and shoot him right behind the left ear. And that bullet is going to lodge all the way behind Lincoln's right eye. The only reason why the people knew what was going on is because Mary Todd Lincoln is going to notice that her husband leans over and is unresponsive, and she screams. And of course, when they scream, the people inside the box and the people inside the theater are going to turn and look, and there's Booth. Booth is going to slash the young army officer with his knife and then jump off the stage. Unfortunately, when he jumps off the stage, his spurs on his boots are going to basically get caught on something, probably the curtain to the stage. And then rather than having this dramatic moment of jumping off the stage and landing on his own 2 feet like a cat, he just basically goes and it breaks his leg as a result. But filled with adrenaline, filled with a dramatic moment in a moment of dramatism and just flair, he stands up and basically says, "Sic semper tyrannis," thus ever for tyrants. And basically, this is Virginia's state motto. It's also the exclamation that Brutus is going to make after he plunges the last dagger into the body of Julius Caesar. But nonetheless, Booth breaks his leg, but he escapes. And in fact, he will find a doctor named Samuel Mudd, and Mudd will actually set his leg so that he could use it a little bit better, not too really much. And that's actually where we get the name, the saying, your name is Mudd." It's not talking about something dirty that's mud, but it's actually talking about a guy who is helping out the assassin of Abraham Lincoln. He's later going to be found in a barn in Virginia surrounded by Union soldiers, and he will die when a soldier shoots him in the neck as the barn is catching fire. The plot to kill Lincoln is larger than Lincoln himself. Than Lincoln himself. It's actually a way to decapitate the victorious Union government. For example, is an assassin waiting to kill the Vice President of the United States, Andrew Johnson. He's down in the bar of the hotel that Johnson is at, gathering liquid courage, but unfortunately, I guess he doesn't have enough because he gets discouraged and runs away, never killing it, never actually wounding Andrew Johnson. But one cabinet member that is injured is going to be Secretary of State William Seward. Seward is going to be convalescing at his home after a carriage accident, and the assassin is going to get into his home, make his way through through the servants and past his family members, mainly because he's posing as a doctor's errand boy to deliver medicine for the wounded Seward. And then he takes a knife and he tries to hack Seward to death. The thing is that apparently the brace that Seward had to stabilize him actually managed to save his life. But what you'll see is that Seward looks more like a stroke victim than after this than before the assassinations. You can always tell a picture of Seward after 1865. But nonetheless, the war is over. It costs a ton of lives. The conservative estimate is 625,000 are dead. That's the conservative estimate. But what we do know is that the war dead of the American Civil War is greater than all of the other American wars put together. But nonetheless, the war is over, and now it's going to be time to repair the nation. How is that going to be done? Well, you're just going to take 1302 to figure that one out. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.